Yo, what's up everybody? So, this is a little bit weird, isn't it? Me being on. Sorry, I'm bored, okay? I've been working all day. I have orientation for tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm going to be streaming tomorrow, so I thought stream today. See if we can, do something about this. So, yeah. I don't have points to say to eat, so hello. Well, there's a good time for you to actually, stay here and be pretty? What is going on with my mind today? I don't know. Anyways. Hi. So yeah. We're gonna be watching a few of these scary compilation videos that I just stumbled across. Thank you. Listen, I don't know. What is that? What is that little sign you're doing to me? Oh, you're trying to kill me. I am? I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Who am I? Probably take some rest of my gamer subs. Is like a hello. Oh, that's the first I've seen that. All right, so there's a scary compilation video that I stumbled across, and when I mean stumble across, I saw a YouTuber watch it, so let's just go and watch this and see how it does and how it do and see if it really is scary. Ooh.
In the following video, we see someone recording the inside of their house. Then, the person recording says that she hears something outside. Immediately after saying this, the following happens.
Your window.
So I'm sitting in my room doing
What is that, bro? Dad! Dad!
So I went outside, check it out. What?
I think there's something attacking Shadow.
Why are you going outside if you heard something outside? What? Why are you going outside? You're being scared and you're This is when you know that horror movies might not actually be wrong.
Did you hear that, bro? Oh my god.
Right when she came out, she heard sirens. Not much info is given on the video, but it could be that the police were searching for someone who may have been outside her house. Of course, What are your thoughts?
Not gonna lie, if something is attacking my dogs, I'm straight gonna fight something. Oh, I believe you. I'll probably be doing the same thing. Probably. I'm not much of a dog person, but if someone, messes with my cat, then I'm gonna freaking grab some bludgeon. Find it out just being for my dogs. Don't test me. I'll grab the nearest bludgeon object and start beating them with it.
Kelsey Flynn was shopping for a dress as she was chosen to be a bridesmaid for an upcoming wedding. She came across a store that had a really nice dress, which is the one you see in this photo. She tried it on and sent this photo to her sister, who approved it and said that it was a really pretty dress. But she also added that there was something odd about the photo. In fact, she said that it was cursed and must be deleted.
Cursed?
Kelsey had no idea what she was talking about until
Can you move
she
your
looked at the
big ass
background
head?
and noticed this. Her face in the mirror doesn't match the face she made for the photo. Kelsey was in shock and at a loss for words, which is the same reaction I and others had after seeing this.
Isn't this like the effect of cameras? Because I heard something similar. Because yeah, it's creepy, but I've heard like cameras have like this weird thing with mirrors. Most people, when a big, mean-looking dog tries to attack their dog, oh no, someone help us. Me grabs dog by his scruff and yeeting it back into yard.
As always, what are your thoughts on this? If you've seen the movie Signs, then prepare to be triggered, because the following clip is very similar to that one scene that I'm sure everyone remembers.
Oh, that scene freaking gave me nightmares back then. Well, not nightmares. Like, I was just super like scared to like have my light on in my room. I was that scared of it. I have no clue, but mirror selfies are a thing, and I've never had anything happen. Well, like, when it comes to like double amount of mirrors, like there's some form of like weird delay between cameras and like multiple mirrors. I have no idea. I know it sounds like very hokey, but that's a thing.
This photo was taken in 2010 at a Christmas concert. The parents who took it didn't notice anything odd about it.
What, in the background here? Is there something wrong with this? His eyes are lighting up!
Until their
going on?
son pointed
Or what about the hand? Are we playing Where's Waldo in here?
this out in the background. Now that's creepy. On April 3rd at
Wait, what?
1:10 p.m., someone received a very mysterious voicemail.
Hold on,
at
what? Yeah, that's just a curtain. That's literally our faces, like picturing it as a face, just like the moon, or not the moon, the mirror, or Mars. What is wrong with my brain today? I think I've used it so much for that Blender project, which is almost done. Should be done by today, or not today. Next or this week. Do you not see the face and the shoulder? Yeah, I see the face. Literally right here. Like it's nothing. Like at first I thought it was this, but then you said shoulder and it's like, oh, I see it, but like it's just that. Pretty Fazbear eyes. Listen. It's just a curtain. It's literally nothing else.
Now that's creepy. On April 3rd at 1:10 p.m., someone received a very mysterious voicemail. The person who received it says that it was sent from France, which is weird since he lives in Canada and doesn't know anyone from there. Here's a clip of that voicemail.
You have no new messages. To listen, press 1. To mod, you have one saved message.
There's a trend happening right now on TikTok where people are recording themselves playing a game called Red Door, Yellow Door.
What? So wait, this is just a TikTok trend and this is not anybody who's being needed actual help? Or if it was like a prank call? Like what?
And honestly, some of these videos are pretty creepy. The point of the game is to put yourself under hypnosis with the help of someone else.
Wait,
So the point of the yellow door.
Hold on.
And honestly, some of these
Why are they using a candle on the screen? That you can't do that. You need an authentic candle, you stupid girls. Jeez.
videos are pretty creepy. The point of the game is to put yourself under hypnosis with the help of someone else so that you can see or visualize a room filled with doors.
This is why in the boys hangout sleepover, we're always fighting demons. And the girls over there are just summoning demons. Like, you can't have it any other way.
You can open any of these doors. However, you have to be careful to not open certain doors. If you open a door and you see a man in a suit behind it, you have to stop the game immediately. The same applies if you see an old lady or a room filled with clocks. Here's a video of someone playing this game,
Witchcraft is
and it's
involved.
pretty creepy to say the least.
Kitchen, and that's it.
I Red Door with my little brother. I didn't explain any aspects of the game, and then put his arms down when he
Pretty
saw
much.
doors.
So, do you hear anything?
Hey, leave my demon in the basement out of this. He helps with the dogs. Well, at least he's not living in your basement rent free. Part of the game is
No.
that the host has to get to the player. My brother out of the game when he sees a man in all black. That's very bad news. I didn't think it's going to work, so I didn't tell my brother about
Towards the
this
light
plan.
more.
Go like more like in the center of the kitchen.
Yes.
All right, I'm in the center now.
All things when he was in
just-
trance.
It's like now it's like neon white. I'm in a totally different room.
Are we gonna see something in this video, like in this screen, like something coming out of this door, like on the side, like ooh, spooky, or something like that?
Now it's all white.
All white? Is there anyone with you?
No, wait, this dude is just all plain black man.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
What?
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you alive?
Yeah.
It was an all plain black man? Are you serious? Are you joking?
No.
Oh my god.
What?
He was in the game. Okay. Are you okay?
What?
I feel like this is
Oh
just.
God.
What's weird about this is that it doesn't explain why you have to avoid these things. Now, you could play the game and find
Okay, so there wasn't. She smacked shit out. Yeah. I was just about to say, like, freaking smack the freaking. Ugh.
out for yourself.
But like, how? Like, I feel like that's just like just playing up for like, oh, he sees a black figure. It's like, oh, get out of there. That's what I want to do with my brother. I wanna kick my half brother off of a 2-story building. Not to kill him, but just to have him hurt. You know, like just see him hurt. Like not kill him and not like disable him. It's just like, yeah. I could like beat you on stuff, but like honestly, I don't really want to touch you. I just want to kick you off like Sparta.
But personally, I wouldn't, mainly because I just don't want to come out feeling traumatized, which is something that most people report feeling after playing this game. In the following clip, a TikTok user took an hallucinogenic and began to see things that really creeped her out. Luckily, she was able to capture her reaction on camera.
Play a song. Play a song.
The same phrase. If I could smack my brother without repercussions, him hitting me in the back, I'd do it in a heartbeat, but that mofo is 6'2" and can lift well over 250. I mean, my brother is, or excuse me, my half brother is not, as far as I know, doesn't lift. And he's he's taller than me. So, but I probably can beat him up the same way. I just don't want to touch him.
I see you.
Fidgeting in the dark, huh? Is something gonna touch her hair?
I see you. You're scaring me. Why aren't you saying anything? You're scaring me.
Wait, was that there before? Nope. My family is all giant. That's mine as well. Like I might as well be the runt. She's hallucinating. Yep.
You can tell that she was genuinely terrified. If anything, this video serves as an example of what not to do when you're under the influence of something really strong, which is to not take it by yourself, especially in a dark room. Here's a video of a strange black gooey substance that someone found at a creek. People on Twitter have likened this thing to a symbiote, or more specifically, Venom from the Marvel Universe.
My cousin stands at 6'7". The mofos stole my high. I get high, yell at a man in the corner. I want to get high and see stuff. Like just one time, you know? I actually gotten a drunk on Neon stream. Yeah, I took a lot more alcohol than I did. Like, I think they had about 6 alcohol value, and I had like about 10. I don't know. It was a much higher value, and I could barely like walk right. Like, I wasn't like drunk out of my mind. I can still remember what happened. It's just I was more unhinged. But getting high, I wanna try that at least once. And no, not the whole like the snow or the funny sugar. I'm talking about the green. I get gilly and flirty drunk. It's horrible. Aww.
In actuality, this is a type of worm known as the bootlace worm, which can produce mucus that's highly toxic to its predators. It can also grow up to 180 feet long, which by itself is pretty unsettling. An employee working graveyard shift
excuse me, what was that?
Is pretty unsettling.
Now I'm scared. What? Also, with that black tar substance, I don't really know. I'm not really interested. I'm pretty sure it's like a science project. It's not bad, but make sure you're with someone the first time. My friend's first trip was bad, and he thought the fan was gonna eat him. I mean, if it's in reverse and running in like a high speed, he said it was a worm. Oh, poor guy.
An employee working graveyard shift is about to clock out until the following happened.
Nope. Boss!
On the bright side, this would be a perfect opportunity to ask for a promotion, or at least an early shift.
Just send this video to your boss like, hey, can I have morning shift now?
This next video is a concept.
I'm pretty sure that was just someone in there like being kooky. It's like someone broke in or snuck in and it's like, ha 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 ha, just to freak some people out. Same dude, just nope out of there. Did I tell you about the ghost at work? No, you didn't.
Video or an idea of what the rapture might look like.
Rapture might look like? What? What, two planets combine me into one?
Obviously, it's not real, but the video does a great job at making you feel uneasy and a little spooked. If the end of times were to actually happen though, and it looks a lot like this, then at least we can say we saw it beforehand. A photo of the moon was taken in Brazil on April 3rd. The photo is pretty spooky.
Okay, I don't really get the whole rapture thing. Like, it's just, I don't know. I don't know what I'm seeing. A lot of people floating up in the air, going into a flaming planet? I don't know.
The moon was taken in Brazil on April 3rd. The photo is pretty spooky, as it looks very much like a menacing face.
What?
However, as if that wasn't creepy enough, someone commented that the face looks very similar to that of the one in this portrait, a portrait of the fallen
you're
angel,
gonna have to explain.
aka Lucifer. Doubtless, the resemblance is very
Oh, I see it. I see it. It's the right eye. But that's just a picture. Like, not a picture. It's just coincidence. Like, it's nothing have to do with anything.
uncanny. In Chihuahua, Mexico, there's a bridal shop that many tourists visit. It's not that the store has amazing dresses or phenomenal customer service, not that it doesn't have either, but rather because the store has a mannequin on display that looks way too real to be fake. Many think that the mannequin is in fact an actual body that was preserved by the store owner.
No. There's like 3 ghosts. There, 2 humans, 1 dog. The child followed me home in my car one day. It wasn't bad. He'd occasionally call over the radios asking for someone to play with him. Older ghosts would occasionally open cabinets. One time I was in a shower and she started banging on the door. The dog ghost just fucked with us, making us think we left a dog outside. Huh? Okay, you're gonna could you like videotape this or something? I want to see this. I actually want to see this. That sounds like not something I want. Like, God, I want my peace. I want my peace to myself, but like freaking no. Just if you have the time to like get some video like footage out of this, let me know. I'm interested.
Well, actually, the previous store owner. According to legend, Pascuala Esparza, the previous store owner, had a daughter who was soon to be wed. However, on the day of her wedding, she was bitten by a black widow and passed away that same day. Days after this incident,
Thank you for hydrating.
Mrs. Esparza.
I do not work there. We did have a video of a lady swinging open the cabinet door. Hey, Neon. Okay. So, you don't work there. Or I do not work there. That sucks. But I'm, like, curious about it.
Put a mannequin out on display that looked very similar to her daughter. In fact, way too similar.
Oh yeah, kinda. I can see it. Maybe it's like based off of her. Like they just model it so she's always there, always, you know, pretty. Or maybe it's just coincidence, or maybe someone just made up the story.
People put 2 and 2 together and concluded that it was Esparza's daughter that was out on display and not some mannequin. Although there might be evidence to prove this is otherwise, here's a photo of the hands on this mannequin that look way too real to be fake. As always, what are your thoughts?
Okay. That wouldn't happen because the mannequin on it. If you don't know anything about human like decay, like you would need to actually prevent the melting of the body. Plus, I'm pretty sure that this whole story just has to be fake. Where was this located at? La Casa de... Let me look that up. Popular. La Pop... Oh, Pop... La Casa de... Wait, is it in Mexico? Oh. Oh, wow. There's a bunch of images of this. Okay. Oh, an embalmed corpse. Okay, that would make sense. I forgot about embalming. And Chihuahua. I laughed way too hard at the Chihuahua. Yeah, it has to be a copy of the daughter, not the actual daughter.
Display and not some mannequin. Although there might be next.
Oh.
Until next time.
Don't watch alone. I am not alone. I'm with my stream.
Rochelle Bonifaire was home alone, lying in bed next to her dog. She then noticed that Oz, her dog, was shaking.
Aren't they, like, naturally shaking, though?
Which, according to Rachel, can mean one of two things. He's in trouble, or he's scared. Oz wasn't...
Wait, he's in trouble or is he scared? Isn't that two the same thing? I actually love these videos. Do you now? Well, okay. I just love making fun of them, okay? And then poking holes at a lot of stuff, so...
in trouble, so he had to be scared. But what could possibly be scaring Oz so badly to the point where it's causing him to shake? The video she took might explain his behavior.
Buddy, are you okay? Calm down. Shh. Is that Kate? Buddy, what's wrong?
Is someone trying to get inside? Or is that, like, inside the wall?
What are your thoughts on this?
Wait, was the door opening? The dog's ears are not back. The whites of the eyes are showing. So fear isn't what's showing here. Okay. So it's just shivering because it's a chihuahua. I've seen a lot of chihuahuas that shiver, but you're the dog expert.
Here's a clip of a toy lamb placed on a fridge.
It sounds like a door is opening. Are not showing. Gotcha.
What are your thoughts on this? To its head, or you'll miss it.
Hmm? Oh, it's moving. It's always these little plushies or dolls or whatever. Okay, buddy. The camera isn't focused. It could have just tilted. But I see what you mean. If I had to guess, dog was just cold. Okay.
Eddie Monster lives in a room above someone else's house.
Yeah, with this, I'm pretty sure that there's, like, maybe some strains, because how, like, first of all, Why are you just videotaping the camera? What is wrong with me? Why are you videotaping the little plushie thing? Like, that's my first guess. Why? He's looking suspicious at the stuff. He's on my bed. Oh, Neon better be scared then.
In a room above someone else's house.
Eddie's
It came
room?
to his attention that the room he's renting is above what appears to be another room, as there's a window below his. The odd thing about this supposed room, though, is that according to his neighbor downstairs, it doesn't lead anywhere. They don't have access to this room, and neither does Eddie. However, it wasn't until weeks later that Eddie discovered a way of accessing this room through his kitchen sink. Below his sink, there's a small crevice that leads to this room. Eddie then
This is what scares me. When you have an opening like this, you don't know if someone's actually living in your house.
decides to go inside and explore this mysterious room. However, feeling uneasy, he wasn't able to explore the whole space. But it's probably best that Eddie didn't do so, since his neighbor claims that sometimes he sees what appears to be someone standing by the window. Who knows what Eddie could have encountered had he gone any further.
I'm pretty sure that dude is just blowing smoke up his ass. Don't even come to my house. We got a weird trap door to my basement that is 100% in my basement. Have you even looked in it?
As always, what are your thoughts on this? Lori was in the bathroom when she heard a strange ringing noise coming from nowhere. Here's what she recorded.
Do y'all hear that? Do y'all hear that?
This really spooked her, but as if things couldn't get any more creepy,
Are you sure it's not the lights?
she recorded this.
The cat background.
But the creepiest part about this is the fact that she responded back to this whisper.
I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know where it's coming from.
It wasn't until watching the video that she realized what she did. Someone made a cake and it came out
What? Why are we skipping? Why are we skipping right towards like the cake thing? Come on. Like I was expecting like something to happen, but no, you just had to switch. I was actually invested.
that she realized what she did.
Like, what did she do? And then it just, oh hey, here's an ugly cake.
Someone made a cake and it came out looking like this.
Is that freaking Michael Jackson?
If that's not terrifying, then I don't know what is. If anything, this definitely takes the cake for being the most creepy.
Wait. What's with the real teeth though? Like, can someone explain that? And who puts their shoes on the table? Honestly, this looks more like an art project than anything. Yeah, we bought the house. I refuse to go back down there. I literally cinder block room with a metal door with a bolt lock to the outside and a window as soon as you walk into the Okay. So you don't know what's in there. I mean, honestly, sure. I would have at least, at least checked it out. Not talking about you and tech. Oh, you're fine, Neon. I'm not blaming, I'm not expecting you. I'm just like, just don't mind me. No, mind me because I am just looking at all these scary stuff, the spooky stuff.
Footage of paranormal activity was captured on camera. The camera points at a spot at which, according to the person who recorded this, unusual activity occurs. Have a look at the footage.
It's a legit murder basement, my dude. I've been in there, but I won't go back in there anymore. Anything to do with a water heater, Kev has to do it. Couldn't even do a drinking game to pointing BS in this video. No, I was just talking about the drinking game we had. Because honestly, just like, if we did a drinking game on this, then I would guarantee would just be drunk, like, not even after the half the video of this one. Be fun. No. I mean, yeah, we'll have to have some rules and stuff, but you know.
It's pretty creepy.
Did you see it?
Let me know what you think. This next video features someone who was working on their
Okay.
laptop when all of a sudden,
I mean, to be fair, I was texting, messaging someone on the side, but I was looking back. Bitch said, fuck your camera. But I was looking back and all I saw was just the drawers going in and out and then the camera knocked out. So really, I'm pretty sure it's just lines. Not the sink, but the cabinet thing. Oh, hey, Renus. I do see something happening over here. Like there's a light and then it's shining bright, shines bright. Maybe it's the windows. Oh yeah, the faucet got activated. Interesting. Well, that shows me that I should probably been paying more attention. My bad.
let me know what you think.
I didn't even register at Renus talked. I saw purple. I was like, neon? Yep. I thought it was neon as well. Oh, okay. Oh, that's definitely not it. Hold on. I'm doing stuff on the side here. There we go.
Think. This next video features someone who was
Neon,
working
you
on
probably
the
know.
laptop when all of a sudden the screen freezes and starts playing this sound.
Speaker connected, started making those noises. I think someone's actually fucking with you. I think someone hacked into your computer and started doing that. It is a laptop after all. Waste of a yeet. How dare.
Most people think that she might have been hacked, as it sounds like someone breathing heavily on the other end. If that's so, then it's probably a good idea to cover up the camera. The last thing I'm sure she would want is someone stalking her. Someone found a mysterious file on their phone. They had no idea where it came from. They tried opening the file, but couldn't, as the file was in a format that couldn't be opened. They then decided to convert the file using an online converter. The conversion was a success. It converted the file into an MP3 format.
Oh.
However, doing this was a mistake, for the audio they heard in this file has left them feeling unnerved. Here's what they heard.
Sounds like someone's vacuuming and they vacuumed the speaker.
Thalassophobia is a certain type of phobia that involves an intense fear of deep bodies of water. The reason as to why people have such a fear is not because of the water itself, but rather what lurks beneath it.
What is the ritual sacrifice? Is that? Beats me.
And there's no better way to illustrate this than with the following video.
You have that. Oh! Oh, that was close, dude.
Sleep recording apps, although helpful, can be pretty terrifying. Sometimes you end up with a recording that consists of you snoring throughout the entirety of the video. But there are times in which you might record something that isn't just you snoring, but something else. Something really creepy.
Oh.
Here's what someone recorded on their sleep recording app.
You know, I kind of want to do the whole sleep recording app. However, I'm afraid of what I'm going to be hearing. I have the fear of ocean, deep bodies of water. Oh, okay.
The Amazon rainforest is
Huh?
definitely
Are you sure it's not the dude himself?
one of those places I plan on visiting before I kick the bucket. However, it's videos like these that make me reconsider the thought of going to such a place. A man is recording his surroundings when all of a sudden, after pointing the camera to himself, he records this.
Suadeira, não tá saindo nada. É no... Tá
porra, cara! Is that a leopard? Okay. Okay. Okay, that's a good one. Oh, that just... Real life stuff like that just puts... I don't want to say the fear, but the... Oh, boy.
While being away from
According to Kev, I sometimes talk in my sleep. Apparently, I had a cool ass conversation with him. I don't remember. When I was like, you know, a kid, my father would always before he goes to work, he would open the door to my room and then check up on me and then go to work, because he just loves me like that, I guess. You know, fathers. But apparently I said hi to him and then went back to sleep, and I didn't remember that. So I do feel that, Stormy.
from home, Ben Tennyson had set up a camera in his room. The reason as to why he set one up in the first place isn't clear, but after watching this video, Ben had more than enough reason to record his room.
What about those two eyes? I had a similar thing in back in my childhood, probably when I was 7 years old. I know I mentioned the name. Proxy hacker. But I had like a big scare of like two red eyes or red lights in a mirror, and I was super scared of it. Like I would still use that bathroom, but like it's a like that bathroom is what creeped me out, and I would like turn on the hall light and then run on the other side because I didn't like that bathroom when it's dark. My video and audio in empty bedroom on Saturday night. Are you sure it's saying Ben? Or are you sure that's just not a truck trying to start on the side of the road? Because that's what it sounds like. Oh.
It's probably in his best interest to get rid of the whole place.
Just
I'm
burn
sure
it down.
no one would want to stay inside after seeing this. While being home alone, someone recorded the following. Hopefully it's not someone pretending to be a cat.
Oh, cat jump scare. Ben Tennyson is a cartoon character. Okay. I thought so. I don't know if y'all ever watched the Discovery Channel when y'all were little. But I did, and there was an episode of Chupacabra, and I had red glowing eyes, and I could never sleep in my grandma's house again because I kept seeing those eyes in the corner of my eye. Oof. I believe that. I was also scared of a lot of stuff. Now I just kind of grew to like just be like, oh, it's like real life stuff is more scary than, you know, the whole fictional thing. But I'm pretty sure this here, yeah, Ben 10 is an alien switcher thing. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I thought Ben Tennyson seemed a little odd. Then when you mentioned that, like, oh, that's where it came from. Okay. But with this video here, I'm pretty sure a cat just came in, started meowing, and then came back where it came from.
Hopefully it's not someone pretending to be a cat.
Or perhaps they're just faking it. It's like, oh, I don't want no cat, and they actually do.
But if it actually turns out to be a cat, then at least this video ends on a good note. I'm sure there's some people out there that would be happy to get a free pet. But what do you think? What would you do if you heard this in your own home, assuming you don't have a cat? Let me know down below. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.
Alright. Ghost has never scared me in real life. We grew up with them at my grandmother's house. We have one at my parents' house. She's super nice. Doesn't like my dad though. I've never had ghosts, like at all, and actually, debatably, because at my last job, there was supposedly the clients have at least two of the clients have mentioned there were shadow figures walking around, and one of them stood above his bed and just stared at him. And I'm like, okay. And then another night, one of them came in, knocked on the door. It's like, hey, did you see that? It's like, saw what? Like, did you not see this figure like walk across the area? It's like, what figure? It's like like at least 4 different times they told me about this. And at least one night, right? I did see something walk across from one room to the other. And get this, the doors were noisy when they open. And I had headphones on. Well, granted, it wasn't like the plug headphones or over top. It was one of those like hard surface headphones that you like put in your ear, but you can still like hear stuff on the side. So it's not like so it's like awareness mode for like, you know, your Raycon users or whatever users. But there was like something coming from one side to the other. So in my thing, I walked up, checked it out, and everyone was asleep. Yeah. And the doors were not even open. And those doors are noisy to open. We live out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, and people died on the land and shit. This one at my grandmother's is a little blonde girl that threw fits if you ignored her, and yeeted shit from the cabinets. And one of the parents helped me a lot during a bad mental time, and actually helped me when someone tried to rob us. I'm dead sleep before they... Oh! Well, that's nice of her. All right, I'm gonna pick this up once we get back from the ad. So, yeah. All right, ads are done. Welcome back, Stormy. All right. Shall we continue on?
Someone was home alone when they recorded this.
A Home Alone reference!
No hay nadie por la cámara. Ay, güey, cerramos la cámara. Pues sí está abierta. Y
Door
pues de este
closed,
lado
but it's
igual,
open.
el baño está abierto. Ay, güey, están tocando la puerta.
Who is it?
No hay nadie. No mames.
Those who've watched this couldn't help but shake their head after the person recording opened the front door. There's a superstition that states that if you open a door after hearing somebody knock and you don't see anyone there, you've most likely let in something malicious, an evil entity.
That's what I'm thinking. But then again, but before then, you let in, okay, before then, you had let in entity. Hella anxious. Well, yeah, it's like someone there. It's like someone wants your attention. That's why it makes you anxious. But like, there was already something inside the house, so why would it need access to that? I don't get that logic.
Whether you believe this or not, the video itself is undoubtedly pretty spooky. As always, what are your thoughts?
Maybe it's a ghost friend.
A toddler was playing in her room when all of a sudden, she sees something that scares the living daylights out of her.
Oh, I see.
It's unclear as to what she saw that terrified her, but after rewatching the video, it becomes apparent that what she saw was most likely something paranormal, as the rocking horse begins to rock on its own.
I have no idea what's happening here.
What are your thoughts on this?
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, it doesn't look like the child has kicked anything over for that horse to move. So I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe something fell over? Made a banging noise? And it moves something off screen? That's all I can really think.
A photo was taken at the Queen Mary, and in this photo, something really creepy was captured.
Yes, thank you for showing us the photo. Like videotaping a photo inside of a camera. Yes. Great quality.
Okay, look, zoom in. Zoom in.
What's that on his shoulder?
There's a hand on my shoulder. That's a hand. Do you see the creases?
If anything, this definitely adds to the belief that the Queen Mary is one of the most haunted places on Earth.
Are you sure it's not the dude who put his hand on her shoulder?
Here's a mysterious creature that was found in places on anything.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the dude put his hand on his shoulder.
This definitely adds to the belief.
Honestly, if the kid stomps hard enough, it could cause it to rock the pen on the floor. That must be one strong kid then, to make it rock that hard.
That the Queen Mary is one of the most haunted places on Earth. Here's a mysterious creature that was found in the mudflats of Japan.
I have no idea what these are. It looks like something from like the deeper ocean.
In actuality, this creature is known as the green eel goby, or as the Japanese call it, warasubo. It is a type of fish that's commonly found in the Ariake Sea of Japan. Although very creepy, it is still nonetheless very tasty.
What? What? You serve these raw, as in like they're still alive?
As those who've tried this can't get enough of this foreign delicacy. But what do you think? If given the chance, would you try this? Let me know down below.
We have hollow floors, meaning they don't touch the ground, so any step causes them to shake. Oh, I didn't know that. Anything down my platter better be fucking dead.
Someone at work encountered something pretty spooky. Pay close attention to the spot right here, or you'll miss it. Now that's weird. Although this next segment
Wait, what? Wait, I think I see a line here. Nope, that's not a line. But I'm pretty sure there's some sort of line here. Like they super glued a dental floss or piano wire.
Now that's weird. Although this next segment is somewhat humorous, it is still nonetheless very creepy.
We don't have food and
Just straight up let the man do his job.
we can't go out. I have an idea.
Funny.
Did they just eat her? Alright, for an animated, that's alright. Okay. Whatever. It was so stupid it may actually make me laugh. I don't know how to feel about that. Like, sure, we just ate her, but just like, okay. So we're not going to show real life stuff, we're going to show multimedia content? If so, let's bring it.
But yeah, pretty creepy. There are countless videos out there of people's pets acting strange.
Oh, there's you. No, not you. Not this one. This is your expertise.
And each one is just as creepy as the rest. That being said, this next video is no exception to that notion, as what's captured in it leaves you feeling spooked.
TikTok horror stories.
Crystal Connor made a disturbing
So that mirror though. Oh wait, I think the mirror's actually reflecting on a TV.
Crystal
Not sure what's
Connor
happening with the dog though.
made a disturbing discovery after having cleaned underneath her bed. She came across what appeared to be tally marks or scratches on the floor. Although no one knows who or what could have done this, she can't help but think that this might have been the doing of something malicious.
It's the bed monster. It's the boogeyman.
Whether it's scratch marks made by something unholy, or someone who was trapped in this room, counting down the days until they were set free, one can only imagine what it might have been. Jess is a mother of one who looks after her child with the utmost care. With that said, it came to her attention that sometimes her child would act up for no reason. This baffled Jess, as she knew her child.
Dogs can see paranormal. He's not scared. He seems more happy, talkative from the little I can see. Oh, so it's not like being scared. It's more like he's excited to see his friend again.
Well.
Okay.
It's very unusual to see him misbehave when there's nothing provoking him. What could possibly be causing him to act up when clearly there's nothing bothering him? Jess was set on finding out by recording her child whenever she wasn't around. Every night, she would leave her phone in his room with the voice recorder on. She wasn't capturing anything to
A bug? Yeah. I didn't see that. Like, there's some form of bug the owner's not seeing.
explain his behavior. But then, after one night, she captures this.
No. No.
Wow. The kid is just like, help you, help me. I need to do my math homework.
What are your thoughts on this? There's an oil painting that the internet can't stop talking about. The theories abound on this painting, as rumors state that the painting was made in blood by the artist, who later took his own life after finishing the piece.
I'm gonna say they could be autistic, but the kid's like, why the hell would I help you, spooky child?
It's hard to determine whether or not the painting was actually made with his own blood, as no one has inspected the piece. But it's not that this painting may have been made with blood that's causing a lot of buzz. Rather, it's the fact that the portrait is cursed, for those who've owned it claim to have encountered strange activity at home. Sean Robinson can attest to this, as he currently owns the painting. The Anguished Man, the name of this painting, has haunted Robinson and his family ever since they brought it home.
Oh.
One night, Robinson decided to record the painting to show others the authenticity of his claims, and what he captures is pretty chilling.
Hello, I've just set the picture of the Anguished Man back up in the top bedroom. I'm going to record it for approximately 8 hours, see if we can catch some of the activity. As you can see, some of the paint is starting to crack. It's still on its original wooden frame. So I'm going to set up the recording equipment and leave it for approximately 8 hours, and I'll leave the light on.
Are we sure this isn't just this isn't just for people to you know, his attraction for his museum? Because honestly, if people want to see Ghost, they would go to the museum just for this painting. Friday the 13th?
As always, what do you think? Let me know down below.
I don't know.
Thanks for watching.
Probably just making stuff up for this. Hey. I'm gonna check that freaking TikTok horror stories. First. Kev refuses to let me have one. Have what? Oh, the creepy dolls. Bro, haunted dolls is where the real creep factor is. Okay. So these are the TikTok horror stories? Oh, hey, Mr. Ballin. A haunted doll. Yeah. Yeah, my bad. 6 horrifying paranormal TikToks you shouldn't watch alone. Stitches. The frick are stitches? Nope. So, what am I supposed to be looking at here? Oh, Louis Lane. Okay. Louis Lane.
Hello, my love.
Shush, shush. Where's the short one? Okay, let's just watch this one. Let's just check it out.
Hello, my loves. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you
Hello,
are new
Louie.
here. Hi,
Or
Louie.
Loey.
My name is Louie. And
Loey.
I have a video for you guys that's sort of a sequel to a video I did a few months ago, which I was pleasantly surprised to see how much you all enjoyed. That video was on stories, specifically paranormal stories, coming out of the Audacity Stitch trend. If you're unfamiliar with this, essentially a creator named Audacity came on for a period of time, hosted Korean exchange students in their home. They were like a host family. And for Megan, she's really used to just sharing her space. In fact, one of their Korean exchange students even lived in her room with her. They even shared a bunk bed together, like one of them on the top bunk, one of them on bottom.
What do you and your friends do? Watch YouTube together while one of us streams it?
So Megan has just been really used to sharing a space. However, in this family home, the carpet was being replaced. And so her father ended up taking off every single door in the house, I guess just to make that easier. When I first was listening to it, I was like, do you really have to do that? And then I realized, yeah, the door can't just be in the way while you're trying to carpet. So anyways, Megan is like, I just need like more privacy than this. You know, she seems to be quite used to sharing a space and all of that, but not to have a door at all. It's like she really wanted more privacy. And so her grandmother for Christmas got her one of those privacy bead curtains. Do you know the ones I'm talking about? The problem with these privacy beads in particular were that they didn't fully reach the floor. There was like a small gap between the floor and where the privacy beads ended. And that little gap is where the absolute horror of this video begins.
And my sister Callie would always come in and just steal my clothes, my makeup, whatever she wanted to use. And I was a pretty light sleeper, so she would slide under the door beads to come in the morning before school and to not wake me up. There was one particular night where my exchange student was visiting her uncle in another state for Thanksgiving, so I was alone in my room. It was nighttime, everybody was in bed, and it was dark, and I heard my door beads. So I looked over and I see what looks like my sister, just like her silhouette, and she's got long, curly hair, and
that might not be your sister. Well, I mean, it could be your sister, but since you're telling the story, that might not be your sister, so
was crawling on all fours with her hair, and her hair was like hanging in front of her face, and she was crawling on all fours, sliding under the door beads, and I could see the door beads like hitting against her back as she slid under. And once she got under, she like hurried to the end of my bed where the closet was at the foot of my bed. So I was thinking to myself, like, oh, I caught her in the act this time. I'm going to totally tell her that I knew she was stealing my clothes. So I snuck to the edge, to the end of the bunk bed. And I just like, wow, like tried to scare her. And when I looked over the end of my bed, there was nobody there. So I just started screaming, and then my sister ended up running down the hall, and she came in and turned on my light, and she's like, what? And I was just like, and I just freaked out and told her what had happened. But that was one time that was super, super creepy.
Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah, she sees her sister crawling, seemingly with her hair over her face like she's Samara from The Ring. We actually have another like story where
it seems like a ghost saw her tactics like, yeah, I need to do this. Whatever she's doing, I want to do it. So it's just crawling towards it and then running up to the clothes.
where something, some kind of entity mimicked someone's loved one. And I don't know, like this kind of stuff, that's the stuff that really freaks me out, because you guys know I've talked about it kind of at length. My family had a mimic experience with what I guess I call was a mimic, but it was just some kind of entity in a house that is now mine, where my brother and my dad would like see each other, but it wasn't them. They'd never see like the front of each other's faces. They'd see each other out of the corner of their eye, walking away, stuff like that. But if I, like, imagine seeing your sibling crawl under your door on all fours. You're like, oh my God, they're playing a weird, creepy little prank. They're just not there. That video truly terrified me. However, Megan does have other paranormal stories under this trend, so make sure to check out her account to hear the rest of a lot of these creators. Kayla Gao. Kayla explains that if you knew her family history, you would know that her mother's family has been struck with just a lot of tragedy.
Okay.
Her mother lost both of her brothers at the age of 38, really unexpectedly. They just got sick one day. And it happened very quickly. Her mother also lost both of her parents in her 50s, just a ton of loss in this family. As a result of this, Kayla says that their family plot, like their family graveyard, grew quite quickly. There was a lot of people to visit, a lot of people who were very loved by her mother and
the
by their
disco ball
family.
dragon was
Her mother
beamed
also
up.
has
Looks like they got pulled away for sound check and such.
Oh. I hope you come back.
surviving sisters. That's the family that she has. So one day her mother says that she and her sisters are going to go to the family graveyard plot, and they are going to go like make arrangements basically for all of their loved ones, their brothers, their parents, and they're just gonna, you know, go spend this time together, all of them. And so Kayla decides to go because some of her cousins are also going that she hasn't seen in a really long time. But something she highlights in the beginning of this story is that when it comes to this cemetery, there is no cell service. We're not talking about like a weak signal, a bad signal. There is no cell phone service in this graveyard. In fact, nothing around.
All right, good luck, dude.
Except for maybe an old church and a town with a 2014 on the call. She had it when they arrived, so the cell phone has to be somewhere. The entire family is looking around the graveyard, in the cars, just everywhere they can for this cell phone. And that's when something really bizarre happens.
And there's no cell phone service, so nobody can call it and figure out where it is, right? So there's a fence that separates where you park your car and where the cemetery begins. Our family plots are right on the fence line, or at least very close to it. We're all inside this fence. Nobody has been outside of this fence. And I know this because I'm always the observer. I'm always watching people and seeing what they're doing. While my mom and her sisters are over there fiddling with flower arrangements, my cousin and I are kind of sitting on the gravestone, and I'm watching my cousins to see what they're doing. Nobody walks outside of that fence. I'm telling you, there's no way. No one can find this phone. And all of a sudden, my mom's oldest sister, her phone starts making the weirdest noise. It was the weirdest beeping sound.
And this phone is... There's no cell phone footage? There's no cell phone reception. Maybe it's for your phone, maybe not for theirs.
It was not a sound that was programmed into the phone. It was not a downloaded sound. I don't know how to describe it other than it just wasn't her ringtone. She honestly didn't even know it was her phone at first because of how weird the sound was. When she held up her phone, there was two really alarming things that I noticed. First, the phone should not have been ringing. Even though it was showing that someone was calling, there was no service in the corner. Didn't make any sense. The second thing that surprised us all is we're standing in a circle watching this phone ring. There's no one else out there. And the phone that is calling hers is the phone that is missing. And this is the first point in the trip I start to feel really uneasy. Like, I'm trying to leave at this point. I'm like, Mom, like, I don't feel good about being here. Like, I really just want to go. But nobody else seems to be listening to me. And in the midst of them not listening to me, what does my aunt do? She answers the phone.
Uh-oh.
It's not a person on the other end of it. It is like this crackling sound, like someone like popping some like rocks or rolling rocks with their hand. And my mom and her sisters start crying and they're saying like, this is our dad calling us. This is our dad. And I'm looking around and I'm like, is nobody else scared? At this point, I'm ready to walk.
Oh boy. I feel like religion has to do something like this. Oh boy. I mean, for all we know, it could be. But for safety reasons, like, you shouldn't be answering. Because you don't know what's up. Even if it is. Like, I'm not very superstitious, but I know when I'm not supposed to answer something like that. Jeez.
Out of this place and just leave. Like, I literally head to the car. And as I'm walking out of this car, there's like this little covered pavilion that's like kind of by the entrance of the cemetery on the other side of the fence where the cars are parked. And sitting on that pavilion is my cousin's phone, face down, locked. Nobody was out there to have called from that phone to my aunt's number. When my cousin unlocks that phone, there is no record of a phone call. There's nothing on it. It says no service. No phone call has been made. How is that possible? I don't know.
I think, personally, like, I think that when it comes to people feeling like something is a sign from their loved ones, I'm never going to be anybody ever to tell you that a sign you believe from a loved one is fake just because it seems different to me, because I feel like if I said some of the signs that I feel my dad has left for me, people would be like, well, I mean, that's just like a thing that could happen. And I know how discouraging that would feel. So I'm definitely not saying it's not that, but I also believe that when you get like a gut feeling of being terrified, of being unsettled, of feeling like something is just wrong, I don't think that's ever a loved one. I don't think our loved ones scare us. But that's my opinion on that. And clearly I have two very different opinions.
Yeah, I believe that. There's no way. Maybe it is and they don't mean it. Who knows? That's what I said. That's what I mean. You don't take those risks.
Clash with each other in this case, but I do think it's just fascinating. And the entire time that I was watching this, I was thinking about, I was gonna say my childhood cemetery, which sounds crazy, but I grew up across the street from this really old cemetery, and I used to just walk like through the cemetery all the time, like visiting graves, like talking to people who died in like the 1800s. It's really no wonder that I turned out the way I did and why I have the job that I do. When I spent my youth walking
Okay, I mean, sure, but still, I wouldn't.
across the street to a cemetery in the middle of summer to talk to someone's dead great-great-grandmother. Anyways, if you're thinking about the camera, by the way, that camera that we talked about in the beginning that randomly stopped working, oh, there's a resolution to that. And it's pretty freaking creepy.
I climb back in my aunt's Camry and we're driving down the road leaving at this point. They've had their waterworks show. I'm pretty shook. Like, I'm
crazy.
Not feeling too good. And my cousin's over there still fiddling with her camera. As we get down the road, she's like, I still don't understand why this camera doesn't work. She goes to turn it on and it says full battery.
Kayla says that she's known occasionally as an overreactor and asks us what we would do in her place. But I really think, like, I don't think it's overreacting. I think that if you have a gut feeling, a gut fear, that's trying to tell you something. So yeah, not overreacting in my opinion. But I thought that story was really, really weird. Next up, we're taking a look at a video from TikTok user Vivi Bite. Now, this poster, Vivian, when she's a child, her father was in the military and he was overseas for a period of time. And when he comes back from that tour, Vivian is so excited to see him. She's just missed him so much that she's like, it gets to the nighttime and she's like, well, I want to sleep in bed with you, which her dad, of course, says yes to. It's the middle of the night. Her dad is fast asleep beside her in bed. She starts to hear something outside of the bedroom.
So I slept in his bed and his door was open. And I was up that night late reading with a flashlight because I was like, oh, I'm gonna blow his socks off reading this book to him. And that night I heard footsteps coming up the stairs and it was like keys jangling. And so I like go under the covers, have the covers up to here. And in the doorway, I see an apparition of my father. My dad is laying next to me, but I see my dad as plain as day. Oh, it makes me sick just thinking about it. He is like a little bit transparent, like I can kind of see through him, but it's my father. It's
Huh?
2000s glasses on the back of the head, spiked cargo shorts with the keys on the carabiner. Like it was exactly my dad.
But isn't your
Then he
dad?
starts going, come here, Vivian. It's my name. Come here, Vivian. And I was like, no way. And I put my covers over my head. And when I looked back out, he was gone.
That sounds like one of those 2-sentence horror stories, like the one where the mother is calling for a kid and the kid goes downstairs towards the sound of their mom's voice and their mom pulls them into the closet and says, "Don't go, I heard it too." Like one of those stories that sounds so terrifying, it can't possibly be real. And yet, I truly think it is. Like, I fully believe the story because you know what I say. You believe kids, you believe pets when they have a paranormal experience. We have more stories with kids like later in this video who had paranormal experiences. And I just always feel like kids know, pets know. I feel like adults, we have this almost guard up where it's like, we'll explain away a paranormal event. You know what I mean? A kid doesn't know how to do that. Like
Okay.
a kid isn't gonna
It seems like a skinwalker, but like the father's there, so you don't know who it is.
to her by her family. One night she starts crying in her nursery, and so her father gets up and he goes to her room to go and check on her. However, he gets to this room and there's no baby.
Crib empty. No baby. He starts freaking out, obviously. And he's searching around the house, following my cry. I'm downstairs, 3 stories down, on top of the pool table. I'm sat on the pool table, like holding a pool ball, crying. I'm telling you, I was probably like 14 months, 15 months. You cannot get out of your crib. Nor could I walk down all those stairs and then get on top of a pool table. In that house, me and my sisters, we were on top of the stairs. They're a lot older than me, and they know this story. We were on top of the stairs and we were looking down into the darkness. Nobody else was home. And we were just like playing with a bouncy ball, like throwing shit down there. You know how kids are stupid. And we threw a bottle cap down there, and it threw back at us. Like,
oh.
This is not a case of a kid like crawling out of their crib. She literally somehow made it all the way down the stairs and was sitting on the pool table. Even if she could
I feel like I've seen this in a movie.
have done that, how did she get on the pool table? You know what I mean? I feel like the first time I listened to it, I was like, well, maybe it's not necessarily a bad spirit, like maybe it's a playful one. And then I remembered what happened with her dad, where she saw him in the doorway, like beckoning her to come closer. And suddenly I was like, oh, never mind. This is not a good thing. This is a thing that very clearly it's taking her downstairs and putting her on a pool table. It's disguising itself as her father and telling her to come here in the middle of the night. I don't know. Her videos are so scary. And again, she's one of those creators who has multiple scary videos on her account. So
Are you sure she's just not making it up then?
go and check her out. Really quickly, you guys, this is not my first time filming this video. I filmed it the other night, and the part in Kayla, it's a little complicated, and we'll get into it. The way that Kayla starts this story just put such like a pit of unease in my stomach.
I debated for a long time on if I even wanted to tell this story because, quite frankly, every time I tell it, it just creeps me out all over again. So I kind of try to just not think about it. But a few years ago, our family experienced one of the scariest things I've ever experienced in my nearly 37 years of life.
Like, I heard that, and there was just something about the way she said it, that it's the scariest thing that's ever happened in her 37 years of life. I don't know, it hooked me, and it's for a good reason, because this story is crazy. This is a couple of years ago. It takes place in 2020, and Kayla at this time has 2 children. Her older of her 2 children at this point is sleeping really, really soundly through the night. Self-soothes, just kind of like puts himself down in bed and is out like a light. And it's around the time that Kayla comes into possession of a doll that is kind of just passed down in her family, seemingly as an heirloom. It originally belonged to like a great-great-grandmother, and now it's just gone through cycles of various women in her family. So one night he wakes up literally screaming from a nightmare, like a ghost about something. But specifically, she says that he keeps looking at something over her shoulder.
So I go to him, I lay down with him in his room, and I'm like, it's okay, buddy, you know, I'm here, I'm gonna lay with you, I'll be with you tonight, you don't have to be scared. And the whole time I'm laying with him, trying to get him to go back to sleep, he is like staring over my shoulder off into the corner of his room. And I go to turn my head to see what he's staring at, and he stops my face with his hands. He's like, no, mommy, don't look at him. He's really scary. So I'm like, all right, let's go lay down in my bed. So I carry him and all of his things. We go lay down in my bed, and he's still just not very settled. Still seems really shaken up. I'm like,
well, yeah, you see something really scary in your room, you don't want to be sleeping, or at least you'll be hard to sleep, you know? You know the whole, like, you're in Fallout, and then you're trying to sleep in the bed, and it says you can't sleep because there's enemies around. That's basically the kid right now.
Like, buddy, you're in mommy and daddy's bed, you're safe now, it's fine, let's go back to sleep. He's like, I know, but now he's staring at me from over there, a corner in my room. And this is just the beginning of a situation that went on for nearly a year.
After this point, every
Leave me alone, I'm trying to sleep.
single night, her son is having nightmares. It is like impossible to get him to sleep in his room alone. It's more than that. Like, he won't go into his own room, period. Won't go into play, won't even go in to go get a toy that he has in there. He will not go in his room. And he's telling his parents around this time the same story over and over and over again.
And he's also telling us in vivid detail the same story
Fair enough.
every single night, that he is seeing something.
Wait, what was that the noise?
And over again.
And he's also telling us,
oh, that's in the video,
in vivid detail the same story every single night, that he is seeing something crawl out of his closet and stand by his window, which is right next to his bed, and it's staring at him like this. And he says it's trying to eat him.
Yeah, when she made that face, it just left me with such a sense of unease, because I can only imagine, like, her doing it was scary, but imagine a child doing that, and her son specifically saying, oh my god, it gives me chills, I'm seeing this thing crawl out of my closet and stand next to my bed every single night looking.
Wait a minute, hold up. See if I can find it. No. Okay. How about 2000s? Okay, not that one. Okay, thank you. That didn't help. So there's certain creepy jump scare. Talking about the painting, I don't know what the scream is that's supposed to be. Yeah. So there's a certain jump scare image that's been used in the early 2000s. That's also like this, but it's like a translucent type of ghost with black voided eyes, like sunken eyes. There's like nothing there. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that one. I couldn't find the image on hand. Not Momo. That's like literally 2010s. I'm talking early 2000s.
Looking like that, and Anyway, this goes on for months and months and months and months. A couple of things happen around this time. Kayla has some leftover holy water from her son's baptism, and so she uses it around his room. She creates like a barrier around his bed, and surprisingly, he actually does get better sleep. However, her youngest son, who is just a little baby, starts waking up in the night screaming as if absolutely terrified by something. When Kayla wants to take her older son to preschool, he doesn't want to go to school. And this is weird because normally he really enjoys school. He gets excited about it. And he says, I'm not going to school unless you promise me you will stay with my baby brother all day. You cannot leave him alone. And his mom, Kayla, is just like, yeah, of course, like, he's a baby, he's not going to be alone. But there was such conviction seemingly in her son's voice that she promises him, like, of course I'm not going to leave your baby brother alone. And that's the only way that her son, her older son, will go to preschool. They contact a priest who specifically tells them that yes, dark entities can attach themselves to objects. Specifically, Kayla tells him about the doll and ends up giving him the doll to like dispose of properly. Now, this is where things get strange.
We end up contacting a priest, and he's telling us that sometimes dark spirits or evil things can attach themselves to objects. He's asking us, if we brought anything new into the house. I mentioned the doll. I mentioned that, people in my family have said creepy things have happened where this doll is surrounded, but I mean, I don't really know, So he does recommend me giving him the doll so that he can dispose of it properly. So we make arrangements to do that. Then he asked me if Lawson is calling this thing by any specific name. And I'm like, he is, actually. He calls this thing Bow.
Bow?
Goes, well, there is actually a demon. And I don't want to say his name because he told me that, names hold power. But there is a powerful demon, and his name is Baal. And he has like a thing for firstborn male children, all of this stuff. And it creeped me out so bad. We get rid of the doll. We pass the doll off to the priest. He gives us some very specific instructions on very specific things to say and do around our house. He has us open a Bible to a very specific passage and then place this open Bible in the closet and leave it there. And eventually things do calm down. He starts sleeping a little better at night. He's not talking about it every day. But even still to this day, if things have gotten better, he doesn't mention it. But he still won't sleep in that room without somebody with him. He's just.
Well, yeah, I don't want to say his name. Proceed to say his name. Yeah, she kind of did that. Wow.
Turned 7 at this point and wants somebody still to sleep in bed with him and help him fall asleep. And if you even mention the name Bow or Baal, he freaks out.
Now, that's weird. That's really, really, really weird.
And she says it again.
Her son is calling it by this name that he's almost definitely never heard before. And it sounds really similar to this like demonic name, specifically that the priest is talking about. But it gets even weirder because Kayla had taken a photo of her husband and their son on their baby monitor, just while her husband was in the room with him, trying to like settle him after one of his many nightmares.
Oh,
and she didn't notice it until after the fact. But in the photo, you could see almost what looked like the shadow of a hand or like a claw holding onto her husband's shoulder as he holds onto her son's hand. In looking at the photo, man, I thought the first time I saw it, it was him with his own arm wrapped around himself. But it's not. It looks like there is a hand on his shoulder, clear as day. And I know it's grainy, maybe it could be something else, but this story is
Are you sure it is a hand?
a whole, y'all know what I say it every single time I make a video like this. Kids know. They just know. They know when something paranormal is happening and they know when it's not good. And I think that the fact that this thing like started off with her oldest son, was being really weird to him, and then like literally the night that she puts holy water around her older son's bed, her youngest son starts being tormented in his sleep by something. And I think that her youngest would have been like too old to describe anything at that time.
I don't see it. Normally I see those weird things. Yeah, that, like, I only see this. The rest I'm not even seeing.
But I don't know. That's just very, very, very strange timing. Believe kids and believe pets when they see something spooky, man. They know better than we do. Then we have a TikTok from the...
All right, I'm done with the TikToks. I'm kind of done for tonight since I want to stop around 10 o'clock. See a blanket scrunch around his shoulders, and that's what I see. That's what I see too. All right, go to just chatting. All right, we're gonna go and raid out. Sorry for the short stream, but I thought we could, you know, at least do a stream. What the heck? What are you two playing? Oh, you're playing. Okay. Nah, you're all good. I had fun. Yeah, at least I entertained you. Sure, actually, what is this game? You know what? Let's rain into Marnin. We haven't rained him in ever. Or like I brought the entertainment. Well, I mean, we could have still watched the whole scary compilations. I mean, I'm still doing it, but you know. Ooh. Real spooky content. There we go. Copy that. We shall get started. Thank you for watching, Gems. Tomorrow, I am not exactly sure if I'm going to be streaming or not, because I'm going to be doing my orientation tomorrow, and I don't know how long it would be. Well, they said like 5 hours, but I'll let you Gems know. And again, this was sort of like this on the spot type deal, but yeah, I think we did good. Anyways, talk to you later, Gems, and have a good one. Bye-bye.